Hey everyone, so I wanted to just have a quick chat and update about the hobonichi launch that just happened. So the hobonichi 2026 lineup launched last night in the East Coast at 10 p.m. 11 a.m. Monday Japan time. So I do have some thoughts, like just some general thoughts about the whole thing. Like, I'm very much all for all of this. I think it's fun. I think it's just part of the journaling community culture, and it's just like a cultural event, you know, like at the end of the day, I think it's no harm, no foul. That being said, I do think that there are some discrepancies with the exclusive drops. I'll tell you guys about my process first. Like, I'll tell you what happened. So last night I got on exactly at 10. I was actually watching the Yoseka Stationery's like live stream on YouTube, and it was kind of just like their countdown live stream that they do. Like, I think they've been doing it year after year for a couple years now, I believe. So I like to watch their videos. This is actually the first year that I have participated in like launch day. I have always bought hobonichi stuff like during the season, like usually around like later in September or something. So I do usually buy stuff like in September, but this is the first time I participated in doing launch day stuff. And I just have my laptop here because I feel like people like looking at it, but also functionally I have my notes here just so like I won't be like too scatterbrained. As you guys know, the ADHD flares when she wants to flare. But yeah, so basically this is the first year that I participated on the actual launch time, and I only did it because I wanted the Junji Ito A5 cover. That was like my number one pick. I had gone through and re-gone through my wish list like over and over again the entire month of August as we've seen the previews unfold. And so I really felt like by the time last night 10 p.m. was rolling around, like around 9:30, 9 o'clock, I felt pretty locked in. Like, I was locked into what I wanted to get for this drop. Like, I knew I wanted the Junji Ito cover first and foremost, and then like everything else is kind of like a nice to have. And like the clear cover on cover Tamagotchi covers were nice just because I already have some hobonichi covers, so the cover on cover is just like a nice, like easy and fairly inexpensive purchase, and I love Tamagotchi obviously. So anyway, so those were really like my two picks. Like the Tamagotchi, like stationery stuff, like the stickers and all that. I had thought about doing Yumi Kitagishi a couple of times, like the covers, but I think I just ended up passing on it because I got a drawer pouch from Yumi Kitagishi instead, one of the bigger drawer pouches. I was just really locked into the Junji Ito cover. Also, I will be kind of sharing, in this video, I'm going to be sharing really quick like my pocket journal, my summer pocket journal like update, I guess. And speaking of Junji Ito, like, was kind of obsessed. I was super like just committed to getting this cover, the A5 cover, and then the pencil boards, and then like I was contemplating the weeks. If you guys watched my hobonichi, like my last hobonichi lineup video, I did talk about like how I was struggling to decide on if I wanted to get a weeks or not. I really didn't want to get a weeks this year. I kind of said that, like, I kind of manifested that, I guess, like a couple months back, because every year I get a weeks and every year I end up not using it. So this year I wanted to be a little bit more, or like, I guess next year I wanted to be a little bit more mindful about like just the overconsumption of everything. And I just felt like I don't want to just hoard and collect stationary things anymore just to have them. I want to be able to like really use them. I did not end up getting a weeks, and the weeks was actually available for the most part, like for a while. Like, I mean, I was on the site for like an hour refreshing, trying to get this because it sold out within 10 minutes. And I had it in my cart And then I went to check out, like, I swear it was like 10, like, I don't know. It must have been like 10:15 or a little bit earlier than that even, like 10:13 or something like that to be exact. I went to go check out and it sold out. The Junji Ito covers. I did have both the A6 and the A5 in my cart just because I felt like the Junji Ito covers were going to sell out. I just didn't anticipate them selling out as fast as they did. So that was annoying, but I did think that they were going to sell out because they are Japan exclusive, and usually when it's Japan exclusive and you can only get it through the Hobonichi store, I feel like it's a little bit more popular. I mean, I just figured it would sell out like, I don't know, at least like sometime today. I was not anticipating it selling out within 10 minutes. And then what's crazy is that I went on eBay because I just wanted to check once it sold out. Like it was literally like 10:20. I checked on eBay and they were already, like, scalpers were already posting them on eBay, and I was like absolutely disgusted. Please do not give in to the resale culture. Now I understand if there is a really rare cover, like there are some rare Hobonichi covers that like you just cannot find anymore and they're a few years old. And people mark those up quite a bit. Like I'm talking like $100 to like $300, which is usually the covers are like around the $40 to $50 range retail. I understand picking up something that's super rare, but even then, I just try not to buy anything like resale culture wise. I try not to give into it because it just encourages scalpers to keep on scalping. You know what I mean? Like if a cover, like this Junji Ito cover, I believe is 50 USD or like 68 CAD, and it was being resold for like 250 CAD, right? So it's like at least like twice the markup. The thing is though, people are buying them. People were buying them on eBay because you can see like when an item sells, like if it's sold, and people are buying them for the resale prices. And if people keep buying them for the resale prices, then it's gonna keep encouraging that. And I know some might argue like, well, that's like part of hobby culture in general. Like I am no stranger to scalpers. I have always been into things that are kind of on the hype side, like maybe sometimes unintentionally. For example, like when the Tyler the Creator Louis Vuitton collaboration dropped, I was still like really in my like kind of Louis Vuitton phase. And I did end up like refreshing like the website at like 3 a.m. my time to get one of the Tyler the Creator bags. And I did end up getting it. And then like, I've always kind of participated in stuff like this, like hype drops. I am not opposed to hype drops. What I'm opposed to is resell and scalper culture, which unfortunately kind of is synonymous with hype drops. But hype drops, like in general, I find it fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know it sounds stressful that I was like saying that I was refreshing for an hour trying to get this Junji Ito cover. But to me, it's kind of just part of the fun. I'm not part of the Labubu culture, but like, I'm sure people do the same thing. Like they go to the store, they wait in line for like hours and they get the thing for retail price, right? I think that's fine. Unfortunately, it just part of that culture just is synonymous with scalpers, unfortunately. That's just how it is. With the Junji Ito drop, I noticed that it was limited to 3 per person. And some of these, there's an eBay seller that is from Japan, that is shipping from Japan, that has sold at least 5 of these covers. So obviously there's like a whole like operation going on. Like they are using different accounts or they're having a friend do it. So I just hate, I hate the whole thing. And I really just discourage it. Like, really ask yourself if you just have to have that thing, like you love it so much, like it is something you're gonna use like all the time, that it's worth the price tag. Because if it's not, like, I would just discourage buying into the resale culture. Because I'll be honest with you guys, if I could not have snagged one of these, and if they don't restock it, because I feel like they might restock some. My guess is that they're going to restock it in Japan though, like, and it's going to be exclusive to like Japan, but we'll see. If they don't restock it, and if, you know, if I just did not end up getting one, I probably would not have bought it. I don't think I would have bought it for resale unless it was like close to, like maybe only like $20 or more from the retail price, because I just don't think it's worth it. Yeah, I'm obsessed with it. I love the Junji Ito covers. Like, I love everything about it, but it's not something that I feel like is worth like encouraging the scalper culture, if that makes sense. It just really disgusts me. Like, I don't know, I'm just not a fan of it. There are people who really, really like this stuff, like love the collabs, like way more than me, maybe, and who just probably did the same thing as me, like really went on the website at like 10 trying to get one. And at the end of the day, when something sells out within minutes, it's usually because of scalpers. Because scalpers, guys, it's like a whole operation. It's not just like some guy like buying 3 or buying as many as they can. It is usually an operation. It's like a guy, their friend, their family members, they're all going on to try and get as many of these things as they can, because usually with these drops, like any kind of limited drops like this, the quantity, like they limit it to like a couple per person, which they did with the Junji Ito covers. It was, like I said, only 3 per person, and yet people are able to snag like 5 to 10 of these. So yeah, it's just the whole thing is like really not my vibe, but I don't mind like staking out on the website and refreshing and like grabbing one. I think it's kind of rewarding in a way, like in a sadistic kind of way. Like, I find it rewarding that I was able to refresh for an hour straight and like got one. So anyway, not to ramble too much about that, but I just wanted to speak on it because the whole situation was like very chaotic. I don't know that I would fall into this trap of trying to get it again next year unless they had more Junji Ito stuff or something similar that I really, really want. And in that case, I'll just end up like refreshing the page for an hour again if I have to get it. Hopefully, if you guys have participated in the launch day purchasing, I hope you guys got what you wanted. I know everything else is like still available. I think for the most part, like I'm pretty sure most of the other like collab stuff like Moomin, Tamagotchi, Yumi Kirigishi, they're all like available still on the Hobonichi website. So that's that. That was the the hype launch. Again, I think the overall like hype of it is fun. I think it's just part of the culture. I mean, like there's not very many like journaling cultural phenomenons happening, you know what I mean? So I do think it was fun to participate in. I just don't like the reselling in the scalper culture. I mean, I have said this to people in like real life before and they were like rolling their eyes at me. They're like, well, that's just how people hustle, honey. Like that's how people make in coins and you can't get mad at people for hustling. And I'm like, yes, I can. I can definitely get mad at people for hustling in a way that is like peak capitalism, okay? I mean, I get it. Get your money however you want. But at the same time, like, I'm allowed to have like my disdain towards it. Like, what? Like, anyway. So that's that. I hope it was fun though. And again, like, I don't think it was like stressful. I mean, like I kind of, it's like half stressful. It's sort of stressful, but at the same time it was, I don't know, just something to do. You know, I didn't have anything planned yesterday night. So it was fun to participate and be part of. I hope no one stresses out for it. I did pick up a couple of extra things that I may not end up using, but I just bought it just in case. Also because the ordering from the official Hobonichi store is so expensive for the shipping that it's more worth it to buy a bulk order of things instead of like 1 or 2 things, because otherwise the shipping is going to be like $40 for like a $40 order and it's not worth it. So I think I spent around like $250, which, you know, isn't too bad. Like maybe it was like $280, $250 to $280 USD overall. On my purchases, which isn't too bad because my budget was originally $200 and I said I would stretch it a little bit, which I did, but it wasn't that crazy. And the shipping was like $50. So even if I had like $40 worth of stuff in there, it would still be $40 shipping. It's crazy. The shipping is really bad. So I just think it's worth it if you're going to buy stuff from the Hobonichi store to just get a bunch of stuff that you probably will want later on in the year because the shipping is so expensive. Covers wise, really, I only focus on A6 and A5. I will be proud to say that I did not pick up a Weeks. I did not get the Junji Ito Weeks, like I said. Did I say that? It was available until it sold out. Like, it took a while for the Junji Ito Weeks or the Tomie Weeks to sell out, but I didn't buy it because I didn't need to. I got my A5 and my A6 covers. And then I'm just going to show you guys the little progress update, switching it up a little bit. To my pocket journal. So I talked about this in my last like journal updates video, but I did spend some time over the weekend like backfilling some of the pages just because I want to keep the memory log intact. So I can just kind of go through it. So it started off as more of like a more robust memory log. Like I wrote a lot of like notes in here. But then I was struggling, as I'm sure you guys know, like I was struggling with the summer journaling in general. So I pretty much just like started decorating the pages more and writing less. But I think that's kind of what I like about the pocket size journaling, is that like it doesn't feel overwhelming, especially like in a summer journaling slump like I was having. So this was a nice little escape. Like stuff like this where I was focusing more on the collage of the aesthetic as opposed to the writing. But I have just enough space to write about like the day or my memory keeping log, whatever you want to call it, so that there's something to reference on that day. I really like how this page came out. Still Tomie reference, but a little bit more minimal. I saw these pop up on Pinterest, and I think I owned a pair of these in middle school or something like that. And I'm thinking like, where can I get a pair of these Skechers jelly sandals? They're definitely like not sold anymore, but I started getting into my Nintendo DS and my Nintendo 3DS again. The Lo-Fi Ghost orders were sent out. This is from our camping trip last week, I think. We're actually going on another camping trip, which I don't know how I feel about, but it's happening, I guess. Still been listening to Don't Tap the Glass. I keep calling it Don't Break the Glass. Don't Tap the Glass by Tyler. I think it's such a fun, like, vibey summer album. And then working on some of the So Weird stuff on my webpage, my Lo-Fi Ghost website. This is when I took my dog for a walk in the park, and she was like super smiley and cute, and I love this photo so much. Again, with the Junji Ito A5 cover, she literally makes an appearance everywhere because I was so fixated on buying it. And yeah, I was devastated when it sold out, honestly. I was like, oh no, my whole hype is gone. But yeah, no, we're fine. We're good. I started rewatching Animorphs, which is like a 90s cheesy Nickelodeon adapted show from the books. I read some of the books as a kid, but not all of them, so I don't remember the plot line that well. Rewatching it again, it's like, wow, like this was some cheesy writing. It's like, Are You Afraid of the Dark tier cheesy. But you guys may or may not know, but I love Are You Afraid of the Dark. I binge watch Are You Afraid of the Dark every like fall. So not mad about it, but the writing is just really corny and stuff, and it's kind of funny. Like it's unintentionally funny because it's so corny, but it's been fun so far. There was only 2 seasons, unfortunately. Went to brunch yesterday, and then this is today, so yeah, we're all updated. So, I mean, I didn't journal for like a month pretty much in my hobonichi, but I did micro journal, I guess, which worked out just fine. So I just wanted to show you guys a little journal flip through and mostly rant about the hobonichi launch day experience. That's all I have to say. I just wanted to come on here. I always say really quick, but we all know it's never that quick. But I just wanted to come on here and like talk about all the stuff. But yeah, I will chat with you guys later.